What's up, everyone? It's me, Matt from Deicide. I'm here doing another album review. Well, more like an EP, but I'm here doing a review for this band that I kind of just discovered on Spotify. And since I'm doing all these reviews, I was like, good, let's expand that knowledge up here, Matt. So I'm checking out this band called Enemy Mind with their EP Killer Beef. Now, a little background on them is they consider themselves a death metal slash beatdown hardcore band from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They've been relatively inactive for a while because this came out in 2019. They haven't really posted and too much on their Instagram or social media since about 2022. So I don't know if the band is broken up or on hiatus. But yeah, and I think they've been around for like 10 years or so. Like the earliest release was like early 2010s. So yeah, they've been around for a while. And yeah, let's talk about this EP and then I'll give you my thoughts on it. First thing I noticed that these guys sound really tight when playing. Like they play really well together on this EP, which is nice. And the vocalist kind of reminds me of like Full Blown Chaos with his vocals. They're very that deep, grunts and whatnot. But I will say in the middle of this song, his vocals get a little bit like muddled, and it's really hard to keep track of what he's saying. He gets lost in the mix really bad. However, guitars are crisp, bass is really thick. Some of the lyrics are kind of, I want to say, super basic, but they do have a really good point to it because, like, one line, some people just don't need to learn. Don't touch that shit that isn't yours. Like some of these lyrics, I feel like it's like, oh, these are some common sense lyrics, but I'm like, oh, no, some people don't have common sense. They sound really good, but it feels like it's five songs crammed into one. There's a lot going on here, and it's just really confusing me. Their breakdown is like super long, unnecessarily and ridiculously long. There's a lot of aggression in these lyrics. By the end of the song, I was just overall confused. I don't know whether to like or dislike the song because so much is going on. But as I'm really rethinking about this, they are more of a death metal band, so I think that's why they have so many different styles and length to their stuff because it's like death metal inspired. Mm.
Even when you're gone, I'll tell them my religion's you and punctures.
They sound heavy, absolutely. But they have some awkward transitions here on this particular song. And I feel like the song kind of goes nowhere, but they sound good doing it. Like it feels weird, but it's like a jam session kind of a band or song, but it sounds tight, it sounds heavy. Guitars are a little bit simpler on this song, not as interesting compared to the opening song. And it's more of a metalcore sound than a death metal sound, I feel. But then as the song progresses, they switch styles and they go back into a death metal and then metalcore style. So, like I said, they're doing a lot on these songs. And I think these songs particularly need to be chopped up into smaller songs because there's a lot of potential and a lot of material jammed into these songs. But if you strip them out and make them into smaller songs or use them for other songs, I think the material will be a lot better. Yeah. And then towards the end of the song, they transition into like an acoustic guitar like track, which is kind of interesting. But then again, it's just too much going on at once. So I want to play a clip of Look of Fear for you. See, in that little clip, they sound really tight, but within like this 6 minute song, they're gonna change their styles like 3, 4 different times, and it gets very exhausting. Tighter opening with this the instruments here. And also the vocalist sounds like Phil from Whitechapel. So he's got some variety in terms of the death metal, hardcore style and whatnot. The song structure is very nice here and flows really well. It's the most well-structured song so far. The tempo changes midway through the song into more of a death metal style, and it's a pretty clean transition, especially with the drums and everything. Overall, this song, they just sound tight as hell. They just, that earlier tightness I heard finally sounds good. And just the timing on this track, the pacing and everything, it feels really fleshed out, has a really good vibe to it. The only thing I can say is not the greatest thing is the lyrics here. They're kind of corny. I get what he's trying to say and do, but they do come off a bit corny. So here's a clip of Loyal to Myself. Good stuff. Vocal patterns here are switched up a bit, and they add a nice variety overall to the song, which is nice. It's beatdown metal. They're doing what they do best. They're sticking to their guns, and it's their bread and butter. They're okay with it. Kind of goes really fast and everything. Things get mixed up a lot in terms of like the vocals and the instruments. It gets a little muddled and just all over in general, like kind of messy. It's really hard for the instruments to stay focused, I feel. There's a nice guitar solo in this song, but the one thing that really gets me about this song is there's this weird call out before the breakdown. It makes me feel like I can't tell if this is a joke band or a serious band or whatnot. So yeah, I guess I have to really play that clip for you. Here's that call out, I think, that just kind of really tanks the song a bit, I feel.
Worldwide snitch and informer elimination gang. Honor all fakes and frenemies.
I know they're trying to switch things up and everything, but I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. It just really throws you off. Is this even considered an outro? Because it just feels like leftover material from their other songs, and they're just like, let's just do this. Like, I still can't understand why they want to make everything so long. Like a 2-minute outro, it doesn't seem long, but it feels long. Like, intro should be no more than 15 to 30 seconds. A minute is killing it sometimes. But yeah, that's what they did here, and it sounds cool. Like, they do sound pretty good, but it just sounds really bloated. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on this EP from Enemy Mine, Killer Beef. And I guess the good thing about this band is they sound good. The production sounds pretty good. They play well together, which is nice. In this short time, like, not too many bands can sound that good and that tight. But the thing that really gets me is here is like they're throwing like 100 different styles at you in one song. Different vocal patterns, different guitar solos, transitions and styles, different drum patterns and stuff. It's just a hot mess per song because there's so much material crammed into one song. So it gets really hard to listen and focus on the things because they got 6-minute long tracks. Granted, they are death metal tracks, but it's supposed to be like kind of a hardcore band. I don't know, like if you chop everything up, I think things would be so much better and more fleshed out because I don't know, they just got so much going on. It just feels really bloated. For such a short like EP, it feels extremely bloated. But yeah, and then like the vocals are kind of hard to hear in the mix sometimes because there's so much going on. He gets buried and whatnot. So there's a lack of focus, I feel. Well, I think maybe hyper focus. There's too much going on, so they're focusing on too many things. So that's why it comes off a real mess of an EP. But now this is their latest material. Their older material seems to be more popular, so I need to go back and check out their other stuff. But this EP from Enemy Mind, overall good stuff here, but I think it's just it doesn't land very well what they were trying to do here. So this EP, I would think it's a okay to light 5.5 out of 10. Yeah, I don't know if this band is going to be doing stuff in the future or anything. They've been pretty inactive, but still check them out. Links down below. Thanks for coming by, guys. I like doing these. These are fun. Check out another video I have here. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me what I'm doing. Tell me what you like, and I will see you later. Bye.